Andrei, would you share some of your personal impressions and feelings from those days?
I have three stories that related to the Berlin War. The first one, on this day, me, as well as many of my compatriots, have stick to the TV sets and to radio sets, and we were listening and we were watching what was going in Berlin. And frankly speaking, what we saw that time was absolutely unbelievable. It was just such a miracle, something that we could never imagine in our whole life. It was some kind of, just really some kind of movie that could not be produced in reality. And this feeling of miracle, of some kind of absolutely irreal, that could not happen in real life, that feeling was overwhelming with all of us. The second story of one my friend, or one my colleague from the institute where I did work that time, he happened to be in Eastern Germany on the tourist trip just maybe about a week before fall of the wall. And he was so proud that when he was in Berlin on that day of November 9th, he sneaked through this wall, through the open wall with Eastern Germans to the West Berlin. And he was enjoying life in the West Berlin and came back, and after that crossed again and came back and crossed again and again and again and again. And when he came back to St. Petersburg, where I was that time, he told us this story, how he smuggled himself through the international border, through the Berlin Wall. And I remember very well how my friends, we were sitting close and we were listening to him, and we were so envy on him and also shocked by his courage that he was able to cross the international border from one country to the other country and from the one world to the other world. And my last story, I was in Germany several months after the fall of the wall, and definitely the first thing that I did, I went to the wall and I collected a piece of the wall. And that piece of the wall is still on my table, on my desk. This is a very valuable piece of history. And I do remember very well my personal feeling of those days. Because unlike today, that time Berlin had these remnants of the wall almost everywhere. And Berlin had huge areas in the center of the city with sometimes completely demolished buildings, sometimes with buildings that were still stood over there, but they were completely empty. And that was such a powerful image of a city with open wound. I had such an image that it's some kind of a heart open with a huge wound in the center of this heart. And this image of some kind of heart or city or nation or country with a huge wound in the center. And I was thinking how much efforts and time and resources are necessary to have just to heal this wound for this particular city, for this particular nation, and for the whole world that has been divided by this huge wound in the center of Europe.
Thank you, Andrei. I'd like to, and if the two of you will stay so we can have some discussion afterwards.